Life is a buddy comedy movie, period piece, taking place in the Prohibition, following Claude. He is a man who doesn't have much focus. However, he gets wrapped up in a club with Ray, who's a bit of a grifter, and the two of them are grabbed by a gangster and about to be killed. However, Ray's able to speak for Claude and said, hey, he can be my partner. I'll help you, smuggle some booze in order to make things right. However, the two of them run afoul of a racist sheriff who ends up framing them for the murder of another man, and the two of them end up getting life in prison. So this movie was on Netflix. I wanted to check it out, mainly just because it's leaving soon, but it's directed by Ted Demme, and the movie didn't do well in box office. This is the second collaboration between Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. They're in Boomerang, but this movie costs more than The Matrix, which is crazy. It's an $80 million budget. Matrix is only 63. But it goes to show that sometimes you can spend too much. The movie does have like an amazing cast of black comedians. Like literally everyone's here. Anthony Anderson and even Rick James is in there, and like literally amazing cast, but minimal locations. I guess they just sort of indulge too much by having too many characters. But we're basically just focusing on a wraparound story of Claude and Ray dying, and they're being buried, and the two men are talking with another older guy about how they lived, and basically they were enemies at first because they're, Claude was upset at Ray, and then they become fast friends over the years and all their little shenanigans in the prison, like trying to escape the first time, and other characters that come in through the prison. There's some poignant moments though. Even though this is like a buddy comedy and there is a lot of racism in the film, there's a seriousness to it and an unfairness that sort of elevates it. But overall, it's a really intriguing movie. It's great to see Eddie Murphy at like the height of his comedic powers. He was so good in this movie. His wisecracking, fast talking, he improvs some of his lines, but he's just so good in this movie. And Martin Lawrence is more of the straight man to Ray's sort of wacky antics, but they work really well off each other, and there's some good jokes in there. And overall, it's a pretty satisfying narrative. Definitely takes you places, and it's definitely serious, but also funny, and really, really well balanced. So I give Life a 7 out of 10.